How are you going to educate them to prepare them? Are you going to buy real estate and leave it for them? Or are you going to create assets for them? This generation, especially kids born and raised in America, they want to be entrepreneurs. They want to start a business. They don't want to work for a company.
So, and how are your kids responding to all this information? I mean, are they soaking it up? Are they receptive? Or are they kind of like, Dad, you can wait, you tell me later. I don't know how do those conversations go?
You really want to talk about this? Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, again, what's you're comfortable with? But we hear.
I'm comfortable with it. What I'm saying is that I'm gonna give it to you raw about what it is, and it's kind of comfortable for some people to talk about kids, especially people with kids, and I'm gonna talk about mine, and I know they're gonna watch this. They're gonna watch.
Yeah, they're your fans, huh?
Yeah. Oh, they know Dad is loose. His lips are loose. I'm gonna watch it. Then they're gonna call.
You really think they're checking all your podcasts and social media videos to make sure they don't say something loosely about this? Make sure you don't say something loosely about them.
I'm gonna interrupt. This is all great. This is all great. I'm loving the energy, and I guess Storm, what I love about hearing you talk about this is, you have like a really direct passion.
Yes.
And it's authentic. So I'm just gonna continue soaking this up. So
I'm gonna tell you. Here we go.
Yeah. All right.
Kids, first, I want us to take us down the road together. If you want to walk with me, we were once young. We did not listen to our parents, no matter how much they would tell. A lot of us didn't take advice from our parents, no matter how good it was, because we just kind of were like, nah, I'm enjoying myself. I'm out. I'm like, I'll figure it out later. And that's kind of the stages where they were at until they, got married and started having children of their own. Then that's when they went, I see why you were telling me to do this. I see why you were telling me that. But during the time of being young, youth, like they say, is always wasted on the young. And we don't have the voice that a lot of our children want to hear. You could tell your children something over and over and over again, but a complete stranger can say the same thing, and they'll come to you and go, let me tell you what somebody told me today. And you look and go, I've been telling you that for 7 years.
It's so true. It's so true.
You know what I mean? Because they've been hearing us bicker, try to educate them, push them in the right direction, instead of letting them scuff their knees. Let them scuff the knee and develop the scab, and then they will come to you and go, ouch, I get it. And I had to learn that. So for now, my two that are older in their 30s, and now they have children. And damn, every time I say, my oldest is 38. So they're married and they have kids and I have grandkids. So the thought is always now for me, what am I leaving for them? What I'm leaving? Because my thing was, once you get married, everything like is an X on your name and their name is engraved. And now it's you and your husband set that up. And now you're taking what I'm doing as the education. I want to help you build wealth, but also I want to make sure that it's readily set, go for my grandchildren. They need to see me as the example, right? Because mom and dad are busy. They're working, they're doing this, they're doing that. They're trying to get a household together. But dad's the one who has the freedom. I am doing the shows. I am traveling. I am speaking. So I buy a lot of stocks and a lot of crypto and things for them. And I educate them on those things. Like I had NVIDIA stocks for my grandkids back when it was $500. I have Amazon, Apple, and all those things. See, the things that I realized their mother and dad couldn't do, my children couldn't do, because they was too busy caught up in the rat race of having a job. Like we need to break the cycle of the job. What I mean by that is either you're going to break the cycle of the mentality is work 30, 40 years, retire on a pension that may not be there. Social Security at the way that it's going may not be there. A 401k that if the market COVID hits again, it's going to drop. You can't retire, may not be there. We have to change the complete narrative because in the financial space, it's not going to look like how it did for us. Kids in their 30s now do not have the luxuries as we did in our 30s. Kids now are being saddled with the responsibility of debt that we are now benefiting from. Like people who bought real estate in the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, it's at an alarming rate. So as a dad, you have to look at your children and go, how am I going to help you? Because the objective is to make your child, your grandchild, a forever renter. All of these real estate properties out here that you see with construction say for lease, not for sale. How are we going to fix that as a dad, as a grandparent? How are you going to educate them to prepare them? Are you going to buy real estate and leave it for them? Or are you going to create assets for them? Are you going, like, I'm literally buying real estate in other countries. I just bought real estate in Thailand and Indonesia and Bali. I traveled 30 days to 4 different countries, those that follow me on my podcast and stuff like that, because I need you to branch out, because real estate as you see it now will not look this way in 10 to 15 years. So staying in the realm of being a dad and going into being a grandparent, how do you save them from the calamity that's taking place if the financial structure that was set for you to be able to live comfortable won't be there for them?
So, Storm, you're saying, and I mean, you said a lot, like a lot of gold nuggets, valuable insights. You know, people need to listen to this episode like 3 or 4 times just to like get half of the good stuff. But you know, you're telling me that, you know, or what I'm hearing is that as a parent, it's almost better to just accept whatever your kids are willing to hear from you while they're young, and understand that the real opportunity to give them a financial education is when they've matured a bit, somewhere around in their 30s. Would you say that is kind of how you see things now?
No, not indirectly, not meaning no, but no in that way. Let me kind of, this will be a perfect time for me to lay it out like this too. So thank you for that question.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is the generation of how when we came up, it was more of go to school, get a good education, get a job, retire, maybe get married, maybe start a business. I didn't come from an inheritance. The children now, regardless of the wealth of your parents, this generation, especially kids born and raised in America, they want to be entrepreneurs. They want to start a business. They don't want to work for a company. You have 2.5 million baby boomers who retired in those positions, work in Verizon, work in sanitation, firemen, policemen, construction, plumbing, framing, like I think I said, electric. All of those jobs are still abandoned because our children are coming up in a technological era where they're witnessing wealth being created by not having a job. So you need to feed into that part of them to help them go, you want to start a business? You want to have a podcast? You want to do technology? You want to master AI? Well, let me give you an outlet and help you financially or point you in a direction to grow that. Because there's not going to be the same avenue where you're going to convince your kid to go work for Verizon. You're not going to be able to convince your kid to go work for the sanitation department or to be a police officer or a fireman. They have a whole different demographic coming in to fill that space. So how are you going to now help them so now they don't have shortcomings because we're teaching them old methodologies that we were brought up in our household? That's totally different. So what I'm saying is listen to them on a broader scope, but let them be creative and help them in that AI space in one way or another to build a business at the age of 13 when I thought they needed to be 21, 28. They're different. You see a 5-year-old right now with a tablet who's scrolling, pushing a button and searching at 5, at 8. Never. You gave us a tablet, we would have. No, I don't know about you guys. I'm astonished the way this brain is expanding on this younger generation and these kids. And we have to really think, what is going to be there for my grandchildren? Even if I leave them money, how will they manage that money? What will they do with it? You leave something in place. So that's more or less what I'm saying. We have to change the way we think and kind of let them grow and be there and not try to push the old way of thinking, because that old way of thinking it's not real. Like I don't want to go down a rabbit hole because y'all gonna turn this to a whole nother podcast real quick if I start talking this way. So it's different.